What's going on, everyone? It's me, Chris Hernandez of Level Up Time Studios, and welcome back to another episode of
Should Your Kids Play?
And today, we're talking about Remnant from the Ashes. What is it? How kid appropriate is the content? And what should we know? Remnant from the Ashes is a third-person action role-playing game that takes the player through a post-apocalyptic world where you are charged with saving what's left of humanity from the otherworldly enemy, the Root. The Root invades realms once a realm guardian has died, and its goal is to completely consume the realm it invades. The world itself is broken up into several different realms that offer varying dungeons, lore, bosses, and equipment. There is also a survival and adventure mode outside of the game's main campaign. The game is often referred to as Souls-like, which just means that it's similar to Dark Souls games. I can see where the analysis of this comes from, as some of the game functions like rest areas, portals, etc. are very similar to the bonfires found in Souls games. The way you heal yourself is very similar to Souls games as well. What's different here is obviously art style and gameplay. Players get to customize their own character and choose between 3 different character classes. You are then outfitted with a small gun, a mid/long range type of gun, and a melee weapon. The game itself is more of a third-person shooter, and your melee weapon is mainly used for getting out of close encounters. Some weapons also have slots for power-ups that allow the player to either buff their stats for a short time, grant a special bullet like flame bullets or thunder bullets, and even summon companions that deal damage to enemies. Now, is there a social component? There is a social component to this one. Players can join both friends games as well as strangers games using the game's random matchmaking system. Anyone who joins a game essentially helps the player progress through whatever they're doing, whether it is a different game mode or the main storyline. Multiplayer is a feature you can turn off in single player mode by setting the game options to offline. However, this is really easy to switch back on, so if your kid's young and you don't want them playing with strangers, then this may not be the game for you. I must also note that there is no in-game chat function, so players can't talk to you. You can, however, communicate via several in-game emotes. Now, what's the cost? Both money and time-wise. So let's start out with the monetary cost here. Remnant from the Ashes is available for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. You can grab a physical copy of Remnant for PlayStation 4 for $27 from Amazon and a digital copy for $39 from the PlayStation Online store. For Xbox One, you can grab a physical copy of the game from Amazon for $21 and a digital copy from the Xbox One store for $39.99. I will note that for the next 14 days, Remnant is on sale for $14.99 in the Xbox One online store. That leaves us with PC, where you can purchase Remnant from either the Steam store or Epic Game Store for $39.99. I will also note that Remnant Complete Edition, and all DLC are currently on sale on the Epic Game Store until January 7th. Did I say DLC? Yes. Remnant has 2 DLCs called Swamps of Courses and Subject 2923. Both offer additional loot like weapons, armors, rings, etc., and brand new bosses. Specifically, the Subject 2923 DLC offers a completely new world and storyline, whereas the Swamp of Courses DLC just grants the player new areas in the already existing Swamps of Courses world within the main game. Both DLCs typically cost $9.99 on all platforms. Last but not least, it's refreshing to note that there is no other monetary cost associated with the game itself. Everything is purchased as is, and there are no hidden fees or in-game shops. Now, let's talk time spent playing the game. This game is absolutely refreshing in that even in the base game, there's so much content to explore. In order to collect all items and armor, one would have to play the game's campaign several times. What do I mean by this? Well, my first playthrough of the game is completely different from my second playthrough of the game currently. In both, I have fought totally different bosses on my journey, and I've also obtained totally different gear and different weapons from side quests. To give a specific example, the player's early journey revolves around you finding a giant tower that is guarded by a giant beast. On my first playthrough, the boss guarding the tower was a giant dragon, and then on my second, it was a giant tree. I've also encountered different NPCs on my journey. Outside of the main campaign, there is an adventure mode and survival mode, as I mentioned earlier. Adventure mode allows players to explore the world and different encounters without affecting the main storyline. Survival mode is exactly as it sounds, where the player fights hordes of enemies, so the game can keep you entertained well beyond the game's initial storyline, making it well worth its price. Now, what's my final rating? What's the approval? The game's official rating that's given to it by the ESRB is M for mature, which means 17 and up. Now, those of you that know me understand that I do not and never will believe in video game violence. However, I'm going to go just one age under the ESRB rating to make my official rating 16 and up. I say this because this game has an obscene amount of random cursing in it. It's actually almost comical when the characters curse, because I feel like sometimes it's done for absolutely no reason. Outside of this, the game's very enjoyable for both mid/young teens and adults as well. Now, that's it. We've reached the end of this video. Don't forget to please like and subscribe to my channel to see more content like this. If you'd like to donate to help support my content, you can do so by going down to the description of this video and clicking the Flatter link. Also, be on the lookout for a new Spill the Tea video where I'm going to be revealing my official content calendar so you can know what to expect each week and every month, and also some cool other things that are taking place. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.